Hello, this is Tisha McDonald, and this is the Twinness. As you can see, my sister is driving. She has to work today, so she's on her way home. Here's my brother Alex. And you know how we get started, guys. Alex, how was your day today?
My day is cool. Day is
Are you
cool.
walking? Because I know I just said there's a lag.
I am walking. I'm about to sit down right now.
Okay. Tanika, how was your day today?
Just fine. I'm parking just so I could park.
Okay. Okay. So my day
Okay.
was okay as well. It was a pretty decent day, an early start to the day. Got a lot done today.
Hey,
Tanika, I must say
Mike.
a couple of things.
What?
Alex, what are you doing?
Um, that's a good question.
Congratulations on your presentation on Sunday with Tamika James at the Extensions Expo. That was
Same
great.
to you. Same to
Thank you.
you on
Thank you. That was
yours.
great.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Then I want to say congratulations to my nephew for his passing his driver's test today.
I know that was too much for me. I couldn't take it.
Yes, yes.
That's gonna be fun.
They're growing up, Nikki. They're growing up.
Don't mention it.
Alex, what exciting news have you had for this week?
Um, whew. I officiated my second wedding. I can say that.
Your second what?
Officiating the second wedding.
Okay.
Second wedding.
Okay.
So I officiated a wedding.
Okay. Nice, 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 nice. Gotta love
Congratulations
love.
to you. Congratulations to you on your program on Monday
Well, thank you. Well,
with
thank you.
Tamika
It was
James. It
quite
was
fun.
great. Yes, it was fun. And also on the program that you're putting out now on
Yes, I'm
Children's
putting
Fair.
out Let's Get the Kinks Out. I'm excited
Yes.
about it. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen November 1st and 2nd. And this is really targeted toward my white clients who have biracial children or black children, or my white foster slash adoptive parents who have biracial or black children and they don't know what to do with their hair. There's so many products on the market. Which one do you use? So that's going to be fun. All right, guys,
Right.
let's get into it. Tonight we're going to talk about relationships and hope. So that's what it's going to be tonight. And I wanted to say thank you for our viewers who has been watching the last two shows. Um, and we have two more to go tonight and next week. Um, and it's lighter from here. My client asked me today, is it going to be a tearjerker like last week? And I said, no, no, no. It shouldn't be as intense. So let's talk about relationships.
No, this is live.
Alex, how do you feel that being in foster care has affected you in your relationships or, yeah.
Trust is a big issue. You know, having to build trust. Again, from going from one home to the next. When it comes to building relationships, you just, you question how long will somebody last, how long will somebody be around. So in that regard, you keep yourself. I keep myself guarded.
What? Wait, guess who's coming into the stream?
Number one
What?
take. Look it up.
What's up, Jay? I can't see you at all. I'm going to mute you in a second. When you put your face into the camera, I'll unmute you.
Nah, yo, all right.
You are so
I'm
far.
running
I'm just getting
around. I'm getting the kids right. That's
right.
all.
So I just muted Jermaine. But our youngest brother is making an appearance tonight. So this is exciting. This is exciting. I will put him on the screen in a few minutes. So Alex, you said trust has been an issue for you in relationships.
Yeah,
Alex.
because you don't know how long somebody's gonna be around. So that's where I was at. So once I got, once they get there, what I mean, then I'm cool. Loyalty is big in my behalf.
Okay. Tanika, how would you say, hey, how you doing, Wendy? Nikki, how would you say growing up in foster care affected you in your relationships?
It's not so much. I hear a lot of background noise, but for
I
me,
do too.
I ended up in a lot of abusive relationships. Physically, verbal, and I could be that way sometimes too, admittedly. Um, so I think that that's how it has affected me. Again, I don't really get close to people much because everybody leaves or dies. And that's just the reality for me. Um, like everything comes to an end at some point for me. That's how I feel about that.
Okay, can you expound a little bit about like maybe the first time that you have had to deal with physical abuse?
My first case was, well, I don't know if you remember when we was living in the projects. I don't know. I don't want to mention the name, light
Oh yes,
skin.
I remember.
That was my very first. And then when I went to college and stayed in that relationship for a
If
while.
somebody has like background feed going on, there's a
Mhm,
background noise going on.
What'd you say?
okay.
There's a
So
background noise going on.
college, and then after college, it's just continuous for me. Um, Abusive relationships. So, you know,
But you're doing much better now.
You like that?
yeah, I am.
May,
Yeah.
May,
You can hear me?
you
Can you
were
hear me?
one that we can't see you. You have a
You can't
glare.
see me. I think it's my
See you,
camera.
but there's a
Let me
glare.
see if I go. Can you see me now? Can you see me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see
You
you.
better just.
Yeah, you got to go
It's
away
my
from the window.
camera, man.
Man, you haven't been with us this whole time. Can you talk to us a little bit about your experience in foster care? Jermaine is the youngest of the family, and he has been not here for the last two shows, but he's here tonight. So we would like to hear his side.
I mean, like what specifically? Like you gotta get more specific with me.
Well, do you remember anything about being removed? And if not, can you tell us what you remember from where you remember from?
Um, I moved so much that I came numb to it, you know. So, because remember, I've been moving since I was a baby, so I kind of got numb to it. You know what I mean? And the thoughts all running the same kind of. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
think that was the story for all of us.
Mhm. Yeah, I think at some point all of us numbed a lot of stuff. Like Tisha remembers stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember. I know that I suppress a lot of stuff that I just don't remember, you know.
Right, right. I
Have you
mean,
been
I think.
in any abusive homes in your moves?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? And I mean, I think me and Alex been in one together. You know what I mean? Where they made us stand outside, I think, in the cold or something like that, in our underwear or something like that. I've been through that.
Yeah, he talked about that. Alex did talk about that. What about, she's bringing it up to date. How does the foster care affect your relationships? Not just the relationship you're currently in, but relationships as a whole.
Oh, as a whole, um, your trust value. You learn not to trust as quickly, and you quicker to second guess a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Which I think that's pretty good that you second guess a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But you quicker. I think you're quicker to think about everything faster. You know what I'm saying? You think about all the scenarios faster before as it's happening, as opposed to an average person. They think about the now and the present. You know what I mean?
Okay,
'Cause
so we know that we all been abused in the system and outside of the system. How has that affected you? Because I've been in a lot of abusive relationships. Do you find yourself in the same situation, or are you the abuser, or are you the abused?
Wow. Wow.
you gonna ask me that?
Wow.
You gonna
Yeah,
ask me
right. Like
that?
admittedly, say I can be abusive verbally. I will assault you with my tongue. And then don't come to me with Bible scriptures because I will assault you with that too, because I'm not dumb. So yes, I have been abused and I can be an abuser. But for the most part, I am quiet. I don't start with you, so don't start with me.
You talking a whole lot now.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know. Thank you, Sade.
So there was one relationship where we were talking about, because you weren't here, Jermaine, but we were talking about moving from home to home. And, we were saying, of course, that Grandma tried to do the best that she could. And I remember a story where she was about to move down south, and I have to apologize to you, Jermaine. And I think I did apologize to you before, but she was ready to take you with her down south. And me being the oldest and me being the protective and me, just being so aggressive, I said, no, you can't take Jermaine. You can't take my brother away from me. We just starting to get to know each other. He can't go that far. So then she decided, okay, she's upset about it. I'm not going to take him. I'll let him live with a relative. And we talked about this a little bit, but you were saying to him, she's abusive, but he wasn't listening. He didn't hear you. I am glad that y'all resolved that before he passed away. But we were talking about how spouses, because you're married, sometimes the spouse don't want you or they'll take you, but they don't treat you properly. And because he didn't believe you, and I said that children need to be believed. So I always felt a little bad and a little guilty because Mom wanted to take you with her. And I was the one to say, no, you can't take him. We're just starting to get to know one another. So a little bit, I feel guilty about the abuse that you suffered because of me saying that, no, he can't take you. So I apologized before, I believe, but if I did it, I want to apologize now, and I'm doing it publicly. But I'm just saying, I felt a little something about that. Even though you would come visit us, I don't know. Can you talk about that a little?
I don't remember that conversation, but
okay.
It don't pay me no. I mean, thank you, but I didn't know. But it don't affect me none at all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Whatsoever.
Again, this is our youngest brother, Jermaine, that's joining us today. So how has it affected me in my relationships? I'm opposite from you guys. I actually go into relationships trusting. For me, it's like you have to do something to lose my trust in order for, once you know me. Once you lose my trust or once you betray me, that's it. I'm quick to cut you off. So for me, I'm opposite. I will go in trusting, I will go in loving, but you cross me, that's the end. There is no coming back from that. And I also learned one thing from
it's not that I don't go in trusting. I could go in trusting, but I will stay in it. I'll stay in the abuse, for a while. I'll stay in it because I'm thinking, well, it'll change, it'll get better. So I'll stay in it. And I've told you before that you might not have been physically abused, but to me, and you'll address it, you in one of your relationships, you were financially abused. Like, you could talk about that.
I don't know if I really was financially abused when I thought about when you said that to me, because of the simple fact that we were younger then. Nate was just locked up. I'm working all these jobs to pay a lawyer, a legit lawyer, because he didn't want a public defender. And at that time, the ex was working, and again, that relationship ended. That was totally all me. He wasn't paying the rent and we got an eviction notice. And he said, well, I'm trying to help you pay the lawyer for your brother. So that was thrown back on me. I'm doing all I can to help pay for this lawyer for our brother. And it was only me paying for the lawyer. I wasn't getting no help from anybody. And he says, we getting evicted because of your brother. I'm trying to help you pay the legal fees. So again, that was when I thought about what you said about being financially abused. I don't really know if that was all true.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now let's just get into hope. I feel like we've all grown up well. We've gone through what we've gone through. We are in a better place now, all of us. And Jermaine, what would you say makes you the person you are today? Because you're just light and lively. You just go through life. You're just like cool. You're just so smooth. You have a smooth demeanor. You know, I can't see you, but
That's
I
part
know.
of the
I don't know
smooth
why I
thing
and then
for
you're
can't.
still
I
me.
like
can't.
fun loving. All the kids love you, and it's like Uncle Jermaine, and
No.
Jermaine.
Life is short. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
You can
you.
hear me? All right.
Yeah, we can hear
Basically, in a
you.
nutshell, life is short, and I mean, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
So I said life is short. Life is very short, and you got to make the most of every day. You're gonna go through stress no matter what. Period. That's just how life is. And I think I done seen living the life I live and living in Brooklyn and living that street life. I've seen enough tragedy to where there's no need for me to put pounds in my face. You know what I mean?
Okay. Nika.
I have to say that I'm a little jealous of Jermaine. I got to say that because the boy could find some good paying jobs. Now, I don't understand how he can make more money than me as a nurse. He finds some good jobs. So I just have to say, Jermaine, I always hate on you for that. Anyway, what was the
But
question?
thank you.
How do we make it
Oh, how did going through what we went through? How have you maintained hope?
hope? Because you ain't got no other choice. To me, it's like, you get up, you do your best each day, whatever it is. There's no other way to go about life. You could be sad, humming drum, and some days I like that, and that's okay. I feel like if you're having that day, sit in it, feel it, and then pick yourself up. It's when you get in trouble when you stay in it. You feel it,
Sit
you
down, Ken.
feel it. Go ahead and feel it, and then get up and move on.
Alex,
Oh man, but for me, it's
you're doing the hope for, aren't you?
yeah. For me, it's the faith. I'm in the faith, so well, we all in the faith to our degree,
Hot.
but for me, it's the faith. It's the aspect of a better hope. That this ain't the end. So even though we went through all we went through, and I watch people go through a lot less, and can't maintain or give up or
Yeah.
commit suicide or something. So
Yeah,
for
that's
me, it's
true.
the aspect of, you know, um, my hope in Christ, really, that there's the other side. And then the other, on a practical level, my hope is also watching my kids, being the opposite of what we went through. So being able to be the opposite of what we went through, making sure that I'm not like my dad was, and so, and making decisions. And I talk about all the time, I watch Lex, watching Lex now, and Lex, he's 11, and he didn't have to see anything that we went through, what I mean, and he's 11, so, and watching him happy all the time, what I mean, it's encouraging, so that brings hope as well.
I think too that even with us doing this series and getting the feedback, whether it's during the show or after the show, I know we get private messages as well where people just say, "You inspire me." And no matter what capacity, if I'm teaching at the school, if I'm working at the shop, people always are saying, you inspire me. You're such a go-getter. If you can do it, I know I can do it too. So I think that showing people that you're never too old and you could always start over no matter what. I think that that is a wonderful thing too. I think we bring that to the people.
And
Okay,
then hold on, before you start talking, but I would say, for me, watching y'all, watching
Hmm.
you and Tanika, specifically, that has been hope, because looking at where y'all at right now, and knowing where y'all came from, for me, that's been hope from a younger brother point of view, watching y'all, like, Like even in everything I do, even the relationships that I have, I look at y'all, and even in business, the business moves that y'all make, I look at y'all, and so that helps me. That gives me hope. Like, okay, I can do it too. So, go ahead.
Okay, so for me, hope, like I feel like at a certain point in life, you can't say "woe is me" anymore. You gotta take responsibility for what you're doing in your own life. At a point, I don't know. Sometimes you get stuck in what you were, and you can never get out of it. So for us, I think like Rudine always made us say, made us be independent. She always instilled that in us, and sometimes she'll say that um, I'm too independent. She always says something, and this is part of relationships as well. Um, she'll say you have to make a man feel needed. So I see my nieces watching. That's one of your grandmother's rules. You have to make us man feel needed. And so she would say sometimes to me, Tisha, you're too independent. They don't want to feel like you could do it all. And then they're, so what is it for them to do? But at the same time, you want them to chase you. You don't want to make it easy for them. So that was one thing with Walter and I. We were dating for 9 months, and then no, we were friends for 9 months, and then we dated for 2 years. And then I was like, within 2 years, if you want to marry me or not. You have, for 2 years, and then I expect to be proposed to, and it's not going to be a long proposal, it's not going to be a long engagement. So, you just have to have your firmness. But the hope was Rudine. The hope was she got us all together. She said, y'all can't have to stay together. Don't let anything separate y'all. So that was the beginning of the hope. And I just got an inbox before coming on asking, how do we, how do, put something in a foster care group that I'm in. And they were saying that they've been separated and they don't have a close relationship. And I was saying, as we got older, we became closer, We were close anyway because Rudine had us. So, so I think that's where the hope came in. We can't keep making excuses for where we were, but just keep moving forward. And I get inspiration from a lot of people, like I just knew I didn't want to grow up the way we grew up. And I don't know if we're doing our children a disservice because now, Alex, you would say my kids are spoiled, and I know my kids are spoiled, but like, what's the line? You know what I'm saying? So I
I
don't
said the
know.
same thing to my son the other day because he has so many gadgets and devices in his room. And I'm like, boy, who needs two TVs? Who needs all of this in their one room? A laptop, a cell phone. I'm like, it's just too much. So, but he doesn't ask for much. And, I have my own issues with having a special needs daughter compensating. I guess that's what you call it. but,
I think
but
that's just what it is today. I mean, what kid doesn't have a cell phone or a PlayStation or a tablet? I mean, I think that's just the way it is today.
hmm
What I
But they
think,
gotta,
like,
Talking
they should
about
be
my,
earning
my,
it, I
my son
guess.
ain't got no cell phone. He ain't
Mine
got no
either.
tablet.
your kids
He
are
ain't got no
younger.
PlayStation
Our
no
kids are
more.
teens.
What
You're talking about my
you
kids are
talking about?
14, 16, and 17. What
That's
16 and
right.
17
My
you
my
know
kid
that
is
don't have
12.
a phone?
Listen, he ain't got that because he don't know how to stay out of trouble. So no, he ain't got that.
Well,
So he's a kid that
well,
ain't got that.
you have to have boundaries. You have to have
So every kid
boundaries.
don't got that. You get some
All
badass
right.
kids.
Well, so I guess that is pretty much it. I just wanted to see, how, I thank people that say that I'm an inspiration. I appreciate that. I accept it. I take it. I really wouldn't be here if Ma didn't continue to pray us out of things. And I really believe that even though she's going on, her prayers are still carrying us, and it will probably carry us through a lifetime as much as she prayed for us. I tell you,
Yeah,
um,
I feel that way sometimes when I have to care for Rain, and I can still hear her inspiring me, like, Tanika, you're doing a good job. Tanika, you're doing a good job. And so I get that, and who else is gonna do it? If not me, who?
not me who. So, guys, I want to just say thank you for tuning in tonight. This is the Twinness. I am Tisha McDonald. Right there, you see my brother Alex Anderson. This is my little brother Jermaine Ford, and my sister, my twin, my one and only Nika or Nikki, as you see on the screen. And we're talking about this is the Twinness, and we're talking about part 3, the series of From Foster Care to Fabulous. And tonight we're just talking about relationships and hope, and you know
But
how
you
we're
know,
doing
even
now.
with
You said
me with
foster care to fabulous.
relationships,
From foster care to fabulous, Jermaine. Not fabulous that we are so rich or anything like that, but that we made it and we are not repeating the same mistakes that our parents made. That's what we mean. But y'all are good fathers, we are good mothers. So that's what we mean, that we did not become part of what the statistics would have said for us.
hey, I have to call Alex for some of that discipline stuff. You know,
Well,
I say 4 out of 5 is good.
I say 4 out of 5 is good.
So, but even with Nate, I'll speak on him. Even with Nate, I just got a letter from him a couple of days ago, and he's talking differently now. Now he's talking about hope and learning lessons, and he even got God in his language. So so I think
You
that
say he done found Jesus? He done
I
found
think,
Jesus?
huh?
You say he done found
That's
Jesus?
not what he wrote in my letters, but
That's cool.
he's always had a good heart. He might not
yeah,
be religious and stuff like that, but he always wants the best for the family and stuff like that. That I
he
can say.
does. Yeah.
And I know if I was in some kind of bind or trouble, he will have no problem, defending me. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Thank you.
Uh, so anything else,
But
guys? Any last words, final sayings?
No, just for me, it's just for the people watching or catching the replay or sharing. I just want to say there's always hope. You always can do better. You can always strive for more. You can always start again. It's never too late. Whether it's going back to school, whether it's finding a job, whether it's, just getting back on your feet, whether it's just taking time to find yourself, because I'm in a new world myself. And I'm just starting to find myself again. And so it's never too late to start again. So that's
And
my
you
words of
mentioned that,
hope.
Tanika, it's something because we didn't mention it last week or the week before. Both of our parents, I don't know about Alex's father, and I don't know about Jermaine's father, but our parents didn't even graduate high school. So it was a big accomplishment for us to even graduate high school. That was the prayer. Let them get through high school. So for you to have graduated high school and go straight into college and then graduate college, that was a big deal. For me, the big deal, okay, there's never been anybody in our family to own their own business. Now, Grandpa wasn't happy with the choice that I made, but now we can say we have the first generational entrepreneur in the family. So, just the fact that our parents didn't graduate high school. So now we've graduated, and then you're supposed to do better than your parents did before you. That's my point.
Mhm.
Is you're supposed to do better than the generation before you. So I expect that my children will do better than me.
And I
right.
always say, and y'all have always heard me say this. I don't know if everybody, but Tisha has, that our parents, our mother had to be creative because all of us are creative in some way. Jermaine and Alex, y'all cut hair, self-taught. Artistry. Graffiti, whatever, music. That's all creative. Tisha and I with the hair, that's creative. Knitting and crocheting, that's creative. And I just feel like our mother, mainly since we share the same mother, she had to have some type of a creative side because all of us have some type of talent. Even Nate has a
Yes,
creative side. Even with his fashion,
yes,
it's creative.
yes.
So I think that we're all connected in that right, if no other way.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would even say, even the business side, everybody has you know, an entrepreneurial mindset. You know, you know, whether good or bad, but you know, just the mindset of owning your own. You know, and so um, starting off with, you know, y'all, but then everybody had the mindset of owning their own. And even in hope, it takes, you know, the thing about hope is everybody look for things immediately. Some things just take time, you know, and to develop. You know, I know as far as myself, it took being around men at church actually, you know, to help propel me into what I'm doing now. You know, having those examples, you know, because there wasn't no men really around, you know, and so by being around men and men taking me under their wing at church, you know, I learned a lot as far as business, as far as even raising a family, you know, what my role is, you know, and so
Jacked up. Yeah, my camera jacked
um,
up.
So,
you know, and
um,
so you know it, you know, there was
You skipped out at the end.
y'all could go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to just
Oh,
say
I was
thank
just
you
saying,
for
my, you know,
joining.
just
What? Alex, we can't hear that ending. But I just wanted to say thank you for joining Twin This, and have a good night. And we will see you next week, and we will talk about the 10 things we've learned since being in foster care, getting out of foster care, and into adulthood. Have a good night, and thank you.